Leicester City, of course, the reigning champions of the Premier League, are having a nightmare of a season. They're just 1 point off the drop zone at the moment, and Leicester City fans are starting to get a bit anxious. They were booing at the end of the game. This is Scott from 100% LCFC with his thoughts on the predicament at Leicester City at the moment.
This time 2 seasons ago, we were bottom, we were 3 points adrift, and we'd played 3 more games than we had this season. So we've got that little bit of positivity to hang on to. You know, we were bottom in April, 7 points adrift, and then managed to pull off the great escape. So it's not all doom and gloom. It's still within our grasp to pull ourselves away. However, performance-wise at the minute, we just can't do it. We look a shadow of the team we were last season. We're not getting goals. We haven't scored in 2017 in the league, and that is a massive, massive problem. The back four are just terrible at the minute. Ranieri isn't changing it in any way. He's still sticking with the same rear guard, and for me, that's suicidal, I think.
It's not going very well for Ranieri, and everyone loved him last year. Yeah. I absolutely
apart
love
from
him.
him,
apart from you. Apart from both of you.
I like Ranieri.
Could you conceivably... Could they sack Ranieri less than a season before he's won? He's done the most ridiculous thing in footballing history, probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're mad.
If they don't, it would be the biggest mistake they could make. They have to be 100% grateful to Ranieri for winning the league last year.
It's grateful, isn't it, sacking him?
But the thing is you've got to remove the sentiment from this situation. They are in absolute free fall, in dire straits, and
what is the point? What is the point if you're going to be a manager? What is the point in being a manager if you're going to do something that great and then there's going to be no patience with
it? Doesn't matter. As a manager, you don't get to decide what is right and what is wrong. You're judged on the results, and if you're going out the Premier League, the people that own Leicester are businessmen. They're not like the seekers of glory. You know, they want to keep Leicester in the Premier League. All of their fans obviously want to stay in the Premier League. Ranieri wants to stay in the Premier League, but something's happened, and I know what it is. Something's happened, something drastic. Because winning the league to getting relegated is almost unheard of. I don't know if it's ever happened before. And currently, haven't scored a goal this year. They're a point above relegation. They look like
loving this.
They look like they're going. I'm absolutely loving it. They gave us a lot of stick. This is football. I should enjoy it. Why shouldn't I enjoy their demise? What are you talking about?
So you're suggesting, by you saying he needs to go, you're saying that you think they'll go down?
As it stands, they look like they're going down. Swansea, Hull have made changes. Both of them improved their results significantly. Clement has got Swansea playing brilliantly. Some huge results. Leicester are not changing. If they don't change their manager, they're not going to change the way they play. They're going down as it stands. They have to sack Ranieri. They've got to.
You're a nice fella, aren't you?
I'm not. I'm talking the truth, Rob. It's not about being nice. It's about saying, how do they save their season? I'm happy if he stays and they go down. That's better for me. Because then...
What's he got against Leicester?
They denied us winning the league last year and they were horrible. Singing songs all like...
I think Chelsea did, actually.
Moving on. Sophie, Ranieri, ex-Chelsea. You're all very happy, like, doing a little guard of honour as they won the league last year.
No, listen, I think he's a great manager, but I can't remember where I heard it. Somewhere last season. I've always been a fan of having... Like, this when Jose was at Chelsea, we all thought he was going to be there long term. And then somebody said something on TV and said, I don't think there's any more room for long-term managers in the Premier League. I think they're much more likely to change, and maybe that is the case. I mean, the Premier League changes every single year, and maybe different managers need to come in. I think the only reason they're probably holding on to him is because it would be morally wrong to sack him after what he did. However. Oh, God.
That's madness. Sophie.
However, it would be morally wrong. However, I mean, they shouldn't be going down. They've still got Mahrez, still got Jamie Vardy. They're all players that should be playing a lot better than what they have done. But they sold what we're coming to realise now their best player, Kante, and you can see how good he's been for Chelsea and how Leicester have suffered without him. I don't know. If you're going to sack him, you need to be doing it sort of ASAP really, because you've only got sort of a few games. We've only got a couple months left.
But surely it's pointless now when the window's gone. He's not going to buy any new players. Look, I think he probably should have criticism because he hasn't been able to evolve the team as much as he wanted to. The Kante thing happened quite early, did it? It wasn't a late thing. So he could have, and he's tried to, hasn't he? He's brought in
Mendy, was it?
Didi as well. He's just put in now, I guess. He's only played 1 game, or 2 games to be fair to him. But are we getting like lost in the expectations of Leicester City as well? Are they not actually? If this was last season and they were there, they'd be doing all right, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but they spent a lot of money as well, right? So they brought in a lot of players. They brought in some decent players as well, but the main problem is that they've got that same defence. I agree with what the guy said, and Wes Morgan and Robert Hoof, they done brilliantly last season, but I always kind of had a feeling that this season weren't going to be the same for them. And I also think that they brought in them new regulations of corners, you can't hold people. That's eliminated Hoof straight away, right?
And Morgan, to be fair.
Yeah, because they're very physical defenders. And then the other thing is they have been sussed out because they've only really got one way of playing. And everybody knows now, don't let them run in behind you and you're all right. So it's a tough time for Ranieri, but I wouldn't like to see him get sacked. For what he did last year with Leicester, remember it's Leicester City.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing what he done. And I think that, listen, I'm not saying he shouldn't be sacked, because if he starts running and getting later down and they're still in this position,
Well,
then maybe they're... But I think at this moment in time, we're still, just in February now, just starting February, he still deserves a bit more of time for what he achieved last season. I agree with Sophie. You know what I mean?
You have to change. You have to change. You have to change something, though. You have to. If something's not working, you have to change it. If Chelsea had stuck with the same way they were against Arsenal, and we lost 3-0, we wouldn't be top of the league right now. So he has to make some sort of change in some area.
With those defenders, if they go 3 at the back, they'll go down even quicker than what they are now.
That's what you think.
They need about 10 at the back at the moment, the way they're playing.
Sacking your manager should be your sort of last resort.
Yeah.
I don't think they're there yet.
They might be though.
I don't think they're there yet. No, I think
How long?
I'd say another month, and if it's not improving in the next month, then you can start. But I just think it would be it'd just be a terrible shame if they did that.
I agree.
That's just all I can say.
To me, I listen. I like what Ranieri done last year. I think it was a great story, and I think if Leicester go down, that story's ruined.
Yeah.
Because it'll be like the story will be. Remember when they won the title and went down the next season? It won't be remember when they won the title.
Yeah. I guess
I wouldn't like to see them.
There's ways of spinning it. You can find a way to spin it and go, look, even a team can go down one season can win the league the next. So that's another way of spinning it. What I would say is that you've got a lot of guys there who have shown the character to get them into the league in the first place, shown the character when they're bottom of the league to get them out of it. I think the thing that's weighing on them a huge amount is the pressure of being champions. I think you can see it. It's absolutely suffocating them completely.
I think it's sussed out though as well.
I mean,
I think it's easy to be sussed out when you've got a guy who's worth 2 players in Kante and he goes.
I think at the start of the season, I remember we played them. I think we drew with them at their place, right? And watching them that day, I knew they were going to struggle because I was like, number one, they're trying to play with the same style as they did last season. That's not going to work. And number two, when they go away from home, I remember saying to my mate, when they go away from home, they're going away from home as the champions now. The onus is on them. Where it's like at Chelsea, at Tottenham, at Arsenal, teams who come to you, they sit deep. You know what I mean? That's what they're going to start doing to Leicester. They're going to start having a bit more respect for them and saying, right. And I think they're just not able to impose their way of playing what they did last year, where teams were playing Leicester and they were like, oh, it's Leicester, we're going to attack them. And they were able to catch them on the counter-attack, get in behind with Vardy, Mahrez. Teams ain't doing that no more.
Well, let's see what they've got. A massive game next week. Swansea away next week. Then they got Sevilla in the Champions League. This is crazy. Then Liverpool, Hull City, another massive game. Then Arsenal, then Sevilla again, then West Ham. So some really tough games coming up. One question for you all. Obviously, they won the league. They could get relegated this season. Would you, if I offered you that, you can win the league, Arsenal, you can win the league this year, but next year you're going to get relegated. Would you take it?
No, I wouldn't want to get relegated.
Well, not even if it's relegated. If you're just in this
position. No, relegated.
No,
relegated.
That's not.
Because I'll tell you what, I'd take it.
Yeah, but you're
QPR fan, innit?
Yeah, but you'll go back up. It'll be just, oh no, we missed one season of
just
going
go
out
back
to Bayern
up.
Munich.
Yeah, so it's not easy thing to go straight back up. And plus, you want to be playing in the Premier League. No.
I don't think they're going to get relegated.
But would you take it? Would you take
It
that?
depends it depends what position. I mean, I'm a Chelsea fan, so it's a bit different from going to and being a top 4 club season after season, more or less, and then getting relegated, as well as Leicester have had a different story. They've come up from the Championship, nearly escaped, won
no.
it, gone down. No, if I was do they get to come back up again?
Well, you see what happens, don't you? I don't know.
I don't think they're going to get
football, isn't it?
relegated,
It's
so I
football.
can't really say.
You're going to win the league anyway this year, pretty much. Anyway, it's now done.
Would you take
Apart
this?
from- I wouldn't take it if it was a guaranteed relegation, but if they were in this situation now,
You ain't won the league.
they've just won the league.
No, you lot. You ain't won the league since 1961.
Well, this is-
you should take it.
This is why I'm saying what I'm saying. Is that
You should take it.
Cheers, Robbie. There's
Flav,
they've had
you should take it.
They've had everything. They've had the Leicester fans have had it. They've won the league.
You take it.
That's a dream. Yeah, I would take it.
Well, thank you.
I would take it and put myself in 16. I wouldn't take getting relegated.
You wouldn't say
No,
that?
because that's too much. It's too much.
Why is it too much?
Because
it's a
fuck
game
it,
of football. You get to win the league the year
pissing
after.
around in the Champions League for 4 years. I mean, in the Championship, that's too much. But
That would be typical Tottenham, though. You know, they win the league and get relegated the next year.
At least they would have won the league, though, Robbie.
yeah, but Robbie, you should consider it as well, because all your fans
Yes,
are
for me
getting
to
angry
consider
because
it.
you haven't won the league in 13
Yeah,
years,
but we've
which is
never-
fair enough. Which is fair enough. But you know that you get what you want, and then you get relegated.
Do you know Arsenal have never, ever, ever, ever been relegated?
Yeah, but you.
Did you know that?
Yeah,
Well,
but
maybe you're missing out.
Did you
don't know
also
what's
know
like.
you got into the top flight not through?
Do
Oh,
you
no,
know that we've
right.
never,
through
ever been
backhanded
relegated?
deals.
Do you know that?
The only team in
What
England.
backhanded
the
deals?
only team in England to
lost.
not get into the top flight through legitimate
What backhanded
means.
deals? You
I'll
must
tell
be
you
talking
about,
about
it
Chelsea,
after.
not
I'll
us.
tell you about it after.
Right, so there you go. Leicester City.
Henry Norris.
Could they, should they, will they sack Claudio Ranieri? And also, would you take it? Let us know the club that you support. And if I offered you relegation the year after winning the league, winning silverware, Flav, would you take it?
Take it.
Let us know in the comments below. Check out all the other Social Club videos this week. We're going to talk about Arsenal and Gary Neville in just a second. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like. And most of all, subscribe to Ball Street.